6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Zahra Sikandar. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has directed federal and provincial institutions to ensure swift repatriation of illegal Afghan nationals. Pakistan has termed India's remarks on Pakistan-Afghanistan relations as unfortunate. Deputy Prime Minister and European Union's High Representative for Foreign Affairs during a telephonic conversation have exchanged views on regional and global developments. Security forces have killed 20 Khawarij in North Waziristan and Lucky Marbat. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, APHC has urged international community to take notice of ongoing Indian atrocities on unarmed Kashmiris. And in Sultan of Johor Cup Under-21 hockey tournament, match between Pakistan and Australia is underway in Malaysia. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has directed all the provincial governments as well as federal and provincial institutions to work together to ensure the swift repatriation of Afghan nationals residing illegally in Pakistan. He was chairing a high-level meeting in Islamabad today regarding the repatriation of Afghan refugees. The Prime Minister instructed that during the repatriation of illegal Afghan refugees, elderly women, children and minorities should be treated with dignity. He said Pakistan has consistently supported Afghanistan through decades of hardship. He noted that Pakistan has suffered thousands of precious lives and billions of dollars in economic losses in the war against terrorism. Prime Minister expressed concern over terrorist attacks on Pakistan from Afghan soil and the involvement of Afghan citizens in these attacks. He said that Pakistan made strong diplomatic and political efforts to stop the infiltration of militants from Afghanistan, and in this regard, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Defense Minister and other senior officials made multiple visits to Afghanistan to hold talks with the Afghan interim government. The Prime Minister also expressed concern of Afghanistan's recent attacks on Pakistan and its support for militant infiltration attempts. Pakistan says the recent remarks made by a spokesperson of the Indian Ministry of Foreign Affairs are unfortunate and reflect the deliberate mischaracterization of the situation on the ground regarding the recent developments in Pakistan-Afghanistan relations. This was stated by a spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Shafqat Ali Khan, while replying to a question during his weekly media briefing in Islamabad today. The spokesperson said Pakistan's actions were guided solely by considerations of its own security and undertaken in self-defense against unprovoked and destabilizing activities along the Pak-Afghan border. He said the Indian active role in destabilizing the entire region is well known, and such comments are obviously aimed at sabotaging the efforts currently underway to restore peace and normalcy. The Foreign Office spokesperson said India is in no position to cast aspersions on others, giving its own well-documented record of involvement in acts of terrorism and extraterritorial assassinations in Pakistan and beyond. Replying another question, Shafqat Ali Khan said the regular diplomatic interactions between Pakistan and Afghanistan are ongoing. He said Pakistan desires a peaceful, stable, friendly, inclusive and prosperous Afghanistan. Ambassador Shafqat Ali Khan said Pakistan has been elected to the United Nations Human Rights Council for term 2026 to 28 with an overwhelming majority of 178 votes. He said this makes Pakistan's sixth election to council since its establishment in 2006 and reflects the global community's confidence in Pakistan's commitment to human rights and consensus building. The spokesperson said Pakistan will continue to spotlight human rights violations in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and Palestine. Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar and European Union High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Kaja Kallas exchanged views on recent regional and global developments. During a telephonic call today, they appreciated the frequent high-level exchanges and the positive momentum in Pak-European Union relations. They looked forward to continued engagement in the bilateral and multilateral context, including during the forthcoming Pakistan-European Union Strategic Dialogue in Brussels in November. Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb says the deadly flooding that swept Pakistan this summer has squeezed the country's agricultural sector. In an interview with Bloomberg, he said the devastating monsoon rains are likely to deliver a blow to the country's economic growth this year. Mohammad Aurangzeb said an economic growth of 4.2% was projected for the current financial year, but due to the devastating floods, it is likely to remain between 3.5 to 4%. The minister said Pakistan plans to issue panda bonds this year. Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi says no one will be allowed to take the law into its own hands. During a meeting with Jamiat-e-Ulama-e-Islam Pakistan Secretary General Allama Shahwaz Noorani in Islamabad, he said extremists and miscreants have no place in Quaid-e-Azam's Pakistan and warned that those who take up arms or spread unrest will be dealt with iron hands. The Interior Minister acknowledged the valuable role of religious scholars in promoting interfaith harmony and urged all segments of society to play their part in ensuring peace and harmony. It was agreed during the meeting that no madrasa will be closed. Allama Shahwaz Noorani assured full cooperation to the government in promoting sustainable peace, tolerance and brotherhood across the country. This is Radio Pakistan. The security forces have killed 20 Khawarij in 3 separate incidents in North Waziristan and Lucky Marwat. In North Waziristan, the security forces thwarted a suicide attack by Khawarij in Mirali area, killing 6 terrorists. According to sources, one terrorist rammed an explosive-laden vehicle into the wall of a security forces camp, causing a blast. Following that, 5 more terrorists tried to infiltrate the camp, but they were neutralized outside the camp in a swift and courageous response by security personnel. There are reports of martyrdom of 1 security official and injuring of 6 others due to the collapse of the roof of the post. Separately, 6 Khawarij, including commander of Fitna Khawarij Mehboob Elias Mohammed, were killed in another operation in North Waziristan. Security sources said this operation is part of the ongoing campaign by security forces against anti-peace elements in the area. In Lucky Marwat, 8 Khawarij were sent to hell in an intelligence-based operation in Sultan Khail area. During the operation, a large cache of weapons and explosives was recovered from the terrorists. All parties through the conference have said that India has completely converted occupied Jammu and Kashmir into a military camp to maintain its illegal occupation of the territory. In a statement issued in Srinagar, the spokesperson of APHC, Advocate Abdul Rashid Minhas, expressed concern over the increasing siege and search operation by Indian troops. He said Kashmiris under the occupation are forced to live a life of hardship. The spokesperson urged the international community to take notice of the ongoing Indian atrocities on the unarmed Kashmiris and play its role in resolving the Kashmir dispute, which is the main obstacle to sustainable peace and development in South Asia. On the other hand, the lay apex body in a statement has called for a peaceful march in Ladakh tomorrow to express solidarity with the families of 4 civilians killed in Indian forces firing on the 24th of last month. The lay apex body said the aim of the protest is to increase pressure on the Indian government for the release of all detained youth. The United Nations World Food Programme says it has brought about 506 tons of food per day on average into Gaza since the ceasefire began. The World Food Programme spokesperson says such more is needed to provide people of Gaza with sufficient basic amenities. And in Sultan of Johor Cup Under-21 hockey tournament match between Pakistan and Australia is underway in Johor in Malaysia at the moment. In the ICC Women's World Cup match between Sri Lanka and South Africa in Colombo, Sri Lanka has been delayed due to rain. Before rain interrupted the match, Sri Lanka were 46 runs for the loss of 2 wickets in 12 overs. Earlier, Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to bat first. Finally, the weather. Dry weather is expected over most parts of the country, while cold in hilly areas during morning and night hours during the next 12 hours. With this, we come to the end of the news. For more news and analysis, visit our website radio.ui.pk.